Dwight Brown with Good Sounds. This is the second instructional video in a multi-part series dealing with theatrical sound production. Today we're going to talk about script preparation. In our last video, we strongly suggested that you secure a script and a mic list in advance of any technical rehearsals so that you can prepare that script appropriately. Today, we'll show you how to do that. A method that we have found to be incredibly easy and effective is creating a mic list that assigns a number to every mic that is being used, and then assigning a character to those numbers. Here you see an example of an Excel spreadsheet from one of our shows where we listed the number of mics being used and the characters who will use those mics. This particular show required actors to share microphones, so those additional characters are listed to the right. We always list the first character to use that mic in the first column, but that isn't necessarily important. It just helps us because we know that those characters in that first column are going to get the mics on for the mic check and the opening of the show. Now we take our script and we use the microphone number that was given to each character to identify when those characters' mics are going to be muted and unmuted. Now, it is worth noting that some engineers don't mute and unmute microphones, but instead raise and lower faders. I'm not going to say that one method is better than the other, we just like to mute and unmute. It's what we've become accustomed to, and the way we set up our microphones and the way we set up our board helps us with muting and unmuting. I also need to mention that this method assumes you've copied your script and only copied to one side of the paper. You will not want to mark your script, as I'm going to suggest, if you have a real script book. We like to use two Sharpies, one green and one red. On the left side of the script, we use the green marker to identify the mic numbers that are going to be unmuted. We circle those numbers just to help with drawing attention to them. I like to write those numbers just a little bit in advance of the characters actually speaking to assure that the mics are live and we don't miss any dialogue. Sometimes certain circumstances regarding entrances will dictate when those microphones need to be unmuted, but I'll learn that as rehearsals continue and adapt accordingly. We then use the red markers on the right side of the script to identify those mic numbers that need to be muted, and we put a box around those, again, just to draw attention to them. Those numbers are written a little after the character's last line to assure, again, that we don't cut off those final words and miss any dialogue. Like entrances, exits sometimes have certain circumstances that will dictate when exactly they need to be muted, so again, you can adjust your markings accordingly. This method has proven to be extremely effective for us and will usually allow us to run even the earliest rehearsals with a great deal of accuracy. As some of you may already know, running a show simply by following an unmarked script and turning mics on and off by trying to locate the character's name in time is a disaster waiting to happen. But with a plan and a little preparation, this part of the process can be simplified tremendously. Join us for our next video where we will discuss a proper sound system setup and what you need to know in order to avoid that dreaded feedback. You can always check us out on Facebook or at goodsounddesign.com. As always, thanks for joining us here at Good Sounds, and remember, if it can't be heard, it can't be good.